Howdy, music fans. Thanks for tuning in today. I took the week off last week, and I'm back now with another episode of Modern Twang here and gone. And we're going to listen to the Hollisters. Hopefully you can hear that. Anyway, I'm going to read something about the Hollisters out of my faithful reference book, Modern Twang, by Dave Goodman, which I've talked about in other videos. The Hollisters, also the Rounders, listed as Honky Tonk from Houston, Texas from 1992 on, but they're not still around. But we'll get into that. The Rounders were a popular rocking Houston hillbilly band formed by a mutton-chopped hunk of a man named Mike Barfield. That's who we're going to talk a little about. And guitarist Eric Danheim in the mid-1980s. Danheim left in the early 90s, replaced by Danny Gardner, for Austin, where he was briefly with the Wagoneers and then Chaparral. I think that's how you pronounce that. Meanwhile, the Rounders recorded one fine album of honky-tonk bluesabilly, Thrill Billy Bop, in 1993, but split up shortly afterwards. At about the same time, the big things planned for Chaparral failed to materialize. So Danheim returned to Houston, where he teamed up with Barfield to write songs and form a new group. They added a drummer, Kevin Fitzpatrick, and bass, Denny Dale. Called themselves the Hollisters after a character on the Andy Griffith Show, and took up more or less where the Rounders left off, playing hardcore honky-tonk country rockabilly fueled by Barfield's powerful baritone vocals and Danheim's ace lead guitar. For their first recording, Good for the Blues, on the True Sounds of the New West compilation, Barfield and Danheim enlisted Austin stalwarts John Ludwig, Lisa Pankratz, and Casper Rawls, all of whom had been in Chaparral. In 1997, the Hollisters, with Casper Rawls producing, recorded their debut CD, The Land of Rhythm and Pleasure, released on Austin-based Freedom Records. Great guitar picker. It is a potent blend of Texas musical styles from honky-tonk to Tex-Mex, including originals, Good for the Blues, Tyler, this is the song Tyler, Better Slow Down, and covers of Nick Lowe, Without Love, Tom Clifford's Pike County Blues, and Libbi Bosworth's East Texas Pines. So that's everybody in the bands. And they've only got 2 CDs, sadly, but there is a little bit more where you can hear from this guy. So let's talk about their 2 CDs. The first one is what we're listening to right now, Land of Rhythm and Pleasure. And Tyler is the track. The Hollisters. So mostly originals, a few covers. Love Rustler. That's off of the next one, I think. Really rocking, great country. This is the next one that was on High Tone Records, called Sweet Inspiration. And it's not in the book because it came out later. When did it come out? It says 2000. I didn't know they were around that long. Now, Mike Barfield has continued on in the music world, doing other things. I was in a bookstore called Normals, bookstore/record CD store Normals in Baltimore years and years ago, and I came across this, and I popped it into my player, and I listened to it, and lo and behold, I couldn't believe the voice on it. It's Mike Barfield, again, from Stone River Boys. And if you Google him or look him up on Discogs, there's more stuff out on him as well. He's got a couple of solo albums, much more recent, where he's doing more funk-oriented stuff. One's called The Tyrant, and one's called Living in Stereo, or something like that. And he's, if you look on YouTube and put in Mike Barfield, something comes up saying The Tyrant of Texas Funk, I think. So definitely a change in speed for him. This is more country again. And this, I think, came out in 2010. I guess make sure I got that right. Yeah, 2010. This one's called Love on the Dial by the Stone River Boys. And you can find all three of these online. And this one's similar with, more country. But I believe if you look up Stone River Boys, they are starting to move towards this little country funk type stuff as well, in that vein. Anyway, the Hollisters, Mike Barfield's great baritone voice, and really, really ace guitar work, and really country. This one sounds a lot like Johnny Cash to me. This is that one good for the blues. And he's graced the, Bloodshot Records compilations or compilation. Like I say, if you go into Discogs, there's a lot of stuff on him. Anyway, thanks for watching. Tell me what you think of the Hollisters. Have a good day.